Today we'll talk about Tisha B'Av. How we can fix the sin of what we did in Tisha B'Av, and because of this sin, the temple was destroyed. We'll start from idea that Torah tells us that in history there is some order, and there are laws of history. Rav Kook was he said the history you can say in Hebrew hysteria. You can, when you write history in Hebrew, it comes out the hidden of Hashem, something hidden of Hashem. And if we don't understand that, all our history and a lot of things in Torah, they will look like ridiculous. I know that not always we pay attention on that, but think about. You remember this story, like when brothers want to kill Joseph. I don't know where you grow up. I grew up in Russia, among a lot of criminals and mafia and all kinds of things. And I can be witness that I never saw that some criminals wanted to kill their brother because father preferred him and gave him some dress or or because he dreamed some dreams or all kinds of things like this. If we want to understand Torah in deep level, a lot of things in Torah will be ridiculous. It's impossible, this situation. The brothers, they wanted to kill Yosef. Why? Okay. Better. Why they want to kill him?
Jealousy.
Joseph. Why? Jealousy. Would you kill your brother for jealousy?
I'd like to think not. I hope not. No guarantees.
No guarantees? No, really. Think about it. No. Jealousy for what? For that his father gave him a dress?
Yeah, no, I'd like to think I wouldn't.
Stay here in Machon Mir for a long time, and in the end you will be sure that you won't kill your brother because of a dress. Nobody will kill. And they wanted to kill him? It seems you like a realistic, this story? No chance. But Torah says that to us. That's what happened. So what's going on there? In order to understand, and if we will understand that, why they wanted to kill him, in the end of this explanation, I hope all of us will agree that they should kill their brother. They should kill their brother.
It's a brother.
Joseph.
There's a hidden meaning.
Pardon?
Is there a...
There's a justification.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Here's this idea.
Pardon? Again?
I hear this idea, maybe from Midrashim, that say that they thought that Yosef was going to harm them in some sort of way. When he
How?
That I don't know.
And to harm, okay, if your brother wants to harm you, you will kill him?
Well, if he wants to kill you.
Okay, but where it's written? No. There is no midrash like this. No. And think again about whom we're talking about. We talk about the righteous people in history, that they are our fathers. The Yehuda, that he want to do that. His descendants is David HaMelech. All kingdom of Mashiach ben David comes from Yehuda. And Kohen Gadol comes from Levi, that he also wanted to kill him. You understand? There is no simple explanation of what's written in Torah. It's like there is no pshat in this story. You have to, we must understand deeply what's going on there, why they wanted to kill him. And in order to explain to you, I want to remind you that HaKadosh Baruch Hu revealed to Avram Avinu, and he said him first thing, what to do. He said, you have to be the great nation, v'yaschal goy gadol, you have to be great nation, or also you have to influence, to bring blessing to all people in the earth. V'yitbaruchu b'cha kol mishpachot ha'adama. You have to to bless all people. And those two commandments, they are contradict each other. Why? Because how you can bring blessing to all earth if you create your nation? Nation, it means that they have some territory. They live in some special, limited place, and they have their culture, their life. And in order to influence in all nations in the world, you have to be in all those places. How it can be? They contradict each other. To Joseph, he had some solution. He said, we should go as all our family, we should go to Egypt, and we will influence on Egypt, on king of Egypt, and on all population of Egypt, that they will convert, be Jews. And that's what he tried to do. Joseph tried to convert Egypt, and it's written in Rashi. Rashi said that to verse Asher Yomar Elechem Ta'asu. On this verse, said Rashi, that Yosef command to Egyptian and told all people that they came to Egypt to buy food and all, that they should make Brit Milah, and they did, and he converted all Egypt. So, brothers, they aware of for power of Yosef. They aware that Yosef is able to influence on all Egypt, and that's what he did successfully. Now, to Jews in Israel, after 2 generations, all of our children will be Chinese. That's what they afraid. That's what will happen to them. In other words, you want to destroy us as a nation. So you are dangerous to Jews, and they recognize that he has this power. He is able to do that, and he did in the end. How we can stop him? To kill him. in order to save Jewish nation.
Rabbi, I don't understand. The time is like doesn't look nice to combat people at times, or is like I don't understand.
Joseph wanted to convert all Egyptians, and that's what he did. And they understand if he will convert them, they, as a descendants of Yaakov, they will disappear. They will assimilate among Egyptians.
But they're converted, so they're Jewish.
Yes, they're Jewish. But this speciality that they have as sons of Jacob, this speciality, that's something that make them special, make them chosen. This speciality will disappear.
The nation was less than 70 people at the time.
Yes.
And there's so many Egyptians.
Mhm.
Nowadays, the 12 tribes, they descend from these 12
Right,
people.
Sure.
So we wouldn't have the 12 tribes of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
They're small.
And that's why they wanted to kill him.
Because in a way he was being like a missionary in a way, no?
No, you don't have to make
You
no.
have to be influencing in
No.
very
It's
strict
much easier. I'll tell you in few words. You remember probably that there is another story in Torah that's also there is no simple explanation. Like in this story, there is no simple explanation. There is no pshat. Another story also has no simple explanation. It's a story about how Joseph became king of Egypt. You remember? He was slave in prison, and the Pharaoh dreamed some dream, and nobody can solve him this dream. So he called to Joseph, and Joseph said, "This is 7 cows and 7 wheat. It will be 7 years of that you have a lot of food, and 7 years of starving." And Pharaoh said to him, "You'll be king of Israel, of Egypt." It seems you reasonable? No. And he says, "Who can find this kind of man?" You remember this? "נמצא כזה איש אשר רוח אלוקים בו?" Can you find someone such a special man that a God talks through him? You remember this story?
Okay.
You understand that it's Cinderella story? It's Cinderella. It's not a realistic situation. Nobody will put some slave from prison to be king of Egypt because he solved some dream. And what kind of salvation? It's how you have to be genius to solve this. No, 7 years if they are fat cows. 7 they're not fat. They're thin. You see, thin cows. 7 years like this. 7 years like this. It's not such a great. You not have to be some Socrates in order to say that. So why he put him there as a king? Maximum, if he is so brilliant, so put him be the chief guy that explain dreams. Okay, so he will be in academy there. But king, to be head of a army, of a economy, of everything, king. Have to be something else, right? Something's hiding in this story. So what's hiding there? And we don't pay attention. When you read Torah, we not pay attention to small details. And that's why a lot of things seems to us as okay, yeah, very nice, yeah, he became a king, good luck. No, of course it's not. There is something that hidden. What's hidden there? You remember, he came to Pharaoh, and Pharaoh asked him, "Can you solve me? You can and to interpret my dream. How's the you see to solve or to interpret? Interpret my dream.
Or give an interpretation.
Yeah, give interpretation. Yeah.
Interpretation.
You remember what Yosef answered to him? You remember?
You give him like the interpretation and also give him an advice.
Yeah, you're right. But what he answered to him?
He said like only
Hashem
God,
knows.
Hashem knows.
Exactly. Biladai Elokim Ya'aneh Shlom Paro. I don't know. God knows. Hashem will tell you. It's first. And second, he said, I will interpret that in good way, because they know that as you interpret this story, that is there is a rule in this kind of things in the spiritual world. There is a rule how you interpret
Interpretation.
no. Interpret how you interpret that's how it happened. There is a rule like this, and he says, I will interpret it in right way, in shlom paro, shlom. I will give you peace. That's why I want to suggest you never tell to other people your dreams. Only if you know that it is good person, it's something that it is for you. You can dream that something will happen. He say, yes, it means that you'll be poor. So there is some inflation on that. Chazal, there is some inflation. So don't say to everybody. So he says, it's not me, it's Hashem. And then after he tells it, he said again, Hashem said to you this and that. And after that he said again, Hashem said to you this and that. Elokim, Elokim, Elokim. It's 5 times he said to him, Elokim. And Chazal said that in this conversation, he converted Paro. He explained him that it's not that there is a polytheism, a lot of gods. There is monotheism. And historians said that in approximately the same time in Egypt, there were Pharaoh, there were king, that his name was Aton. And he was like all of Egyptians, he was worship idols. And suddenly, he started to believe in one God, and he changed his name, and he started to call him Amenhotep. And after that he died, all Egyptian became Egypt became an Egyptian. They became believe in one God. It was official religion. He changed all those people that they were in charge of religion. He changed them, and
they all did Brit Milah?
Yes. And they did Brit Milah. It's written, what I tell you now, it's written in Rashi. I'll write you Rashi. לפי שהיה יוסף אומר להם שימולו. Yosef told them to make Brit Milah. וכשבאו אצל פרעה, אמר להם, כל אשר יאמר לכם תעשו. Pharaoh command them also make Brit Milah. And you know, there is pictures in ancient Egypt that they picture the fresco, it calls, that you can see how they make Brit Milah. There is. I saw it when I was in Egypt. So Yosef knew how to influence on them, and his brothers, they were aware of this ability of Yosef, and they knew that if he will convert all Egyptian be Jewish, to convert, I mean, so it's dangerous to all Jews. That's why they wanted to kill him.
Why would it be dangerous for the Jews if they don't?
We talk about that in a beginning of lesson, a long conversation. It's like they will assimilate among Egyptian. They are just 12 brothers, just 70 people, Jews, and in Egypt there were millions. So, and that's why they want to kill him. Now, what happened is that those stories that it's written in the Torah, they are models that what will happen to us in future and during all history. And it's not just, okay, it's like a history. No, there is historiosophia. You know what's the difference between history and historiosophia? Historiosophia, they went try to understand some order of history. It's not just events, and a bunch of different events in the world that they're not connected to each other. That's how they thought 100 years ago. And 100 years ago, it was established a new stream in history, that the best historians in the same time, they start to look for some order in history. It's like in psychology. Before Sigmund Freud, nobody thought that there is some idea, some order of people's, some rules that can explain people's behavior, people's attitude. And psychology, what does it mean psychology? They were aware, they understood there are some rules, and if you will know those rules and you act according to those rules, you can fix your life, you can make it better, you can change your life when you're aware what happened to you. All different ways or a scholar like schools of philosophy of psychology. It's what kind of rules they are, but the fact that there is rules, this is all psychology. Now the question, what kind of rules? This kind of rules. Carl Gustav Jung, יימח שמו, said this kind of rules. Adler said this kind of rules. All kind of. The same thing happened in history. They suddenly understood that there are some rules in history, and those. It was like Oswald Spengler in Germany, Karl Jaspers also in Germany, Arnold Toynbee in England. They were historiosophics, and they weren't just historians, but historiosophic. And they understood that there are rules. And the Rav Kook Lavdil also says, yes, of course, there are rules. They are models of history. And this model exists until today, until now, nowadays also. How call those two this model? Model calls Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David. Mashiach ben Yosef, it's ability to make our world good organized. it's organization. It's like an ability to organize, to make some orders in the world. And that's what Yosef used to do. You remember when he was slave in Paro, in a Potiphar. In Potiphar's house, he became the chief slave. Because he was very successful. He organized very good Potiphar house. You remember Potiphar? You know who is Potiphar? You remember, right? How is it in English, Potiphar?
Yeah.
Potiphar. Okay. After he came to jail, and he also organized. Became chief prisoner. He organized this jail. After he became a king, he organized Egypt. This ability to organize things, this ability characterizes something there is in Jewish nation. Another ability it calls Mashiach ben David. Mashiach ben David, he bring some meaning of this world, meaning to this organization, of this order of the world. He brings some spiritual essence of this world. This is Mashiach ben David. Now, in our days, Mashiach ben Yosef established the Jewish state, Israel. Rav Kook says about Theodor Herzl, that he represents power of Mashiach ben Yosef. And he did wonderful job. Herzl, and also leftists and the non-religious, like a secular Zionist, they established this state. They did wonderful job. Something that you have no something that can be example for that. Never happened that from nothing they established new country, new state. Other people from all the world, different mentality, different, and then they brought them here and became such a special state. You have something not look like to that in all history. And that's what they did. Smolanim, Chilonim, leftists and secular Jews and religious Jews. They weren't able to do that. That was very, very special. Okay, they established this state. Now, what's next step? They say next step, to become a state, universal state, not national state, but universal state. Now we have wonderful state, Israel, and we will make all Israel influence to all the world. By that people from all the world will come here, from Eritrea, from China, from Russia, from Ukraine, all people. They will come here and they will live here. They will be Israelis. That's the way how you can bring blessing to all the world. We'll make Israel like a Canada. You know that there is no Canadian nation. There is Canadian people, Canadian citizens. There is no Canadian nation. There is no Canadian language, no Canadian history, no Canadian folklore, not Canadian nothing. Like that, we'll be here also, in Israel. We'll be with Druzim, Arabs, Muslims, Christians, Cherkesim, Ukrainian, all kind of people, Sudanian, from all the world. People will come here, and they will make here state for everybody who lives here. He'll be Israeli. There won't be Jewish state. It will be Israeli state. And if it's Israeli, there will be a lot of people that they talk in Hebrew, and a lot of people that talk in Arabic or in Russian. In meantime, Hebrew will be main language, but after, everybody will decide it. And that's what we want to do. Exactly like Joseph wanted to assimilate his brothers. That's what makes today Bagatz and our leftist brothers. And we now in the same junction in history that Yehuda was then when they decided to kill Joseph. We also, today, how we should relate. From one hand, we are grateful to them for what they did. From another hand, we see where he is going, where he leads us, how dangerous it's to us today, how we should relate to them. And that was this lesson that Yehuda understood then. They shouldn't try to kill their brother. They shouldn't hate. Because we are one. Well, he's very, very dangerous guy. He's do terrible things. But we one. We are brothers. We shouldn't raise our hand to brothers. It's first thing. And another thing, he also has something, he right in some way. He brought a lot of good things, and we should remember that. So how we should relate to Smolanim, to leftists today in Israel? We should love them. And we not agree with them at all. We should struggle against of them, and at the same time, we struggle in a frame of love. But it wouldn't be so effective, right? That is how we fix this sin of Tisha B'Av. We prefer that it won't be so effective, our struggle against of leftist brothers, than to be effective and they won't exist. We don't want civil war. We don't want. We have to love them. And how you can struggle? Okay, there are a lot of ways of demonstration, of discussion in radio, in the TV, in your family. You can talk and you can learn Torah, or also we'll have a lot of children. They don't have children at all, almost. Pay attention. They will disappear demographically. They have more or less, 2 children. One of them live in Guatemala, and second one he is homosexual, and they won't have descendants. Pardon? And yeah, they have no descendants. Little by little, they will make tshuva. They will be more and more. They will understand their mistake. It will take another 20 years, okay? Another 20 years, we'll wait. But we won't kill our brothers. We won't kill leftists. We won't make war with them.
Rabbi, I'm sorry. I want to know, like, in the beginning you say to how to understand the brothers to justify how it's they shouldn't kill Yosef.
Yes, I said that this is justified. Then in this situation, when you understand, you understand that they want to do something that that they have some justification. They are just. There is some justice in what they wanted to do. Yes, please.
There were Jews who helped the Nazis, and there are also Jews who support Hamas.
Yeah.
In hindsight, could we kill those Jews?
Yes. They are, but still.
Like, are they still our brothers at that point?
Yes. I understand. Good question. I'll tell you. Rav Tzviuda, he's son of Rav Kook, Rav Tzviuda Kook. He gave us like a like a science what it is Jew that we are. We should hate him. One, it's if he want to harm Jewish nation, he want to do something bad to Jews. And second, when he is doing really, in reality, when he do something bad to Jews, to Israel, yeah? Where there are two conditions, in those two conditions, it's justified to hate them.
And in Australia,
Just a moment. But those two conditions, they have to be together. Majority of those Jews that they go to Iran and they are hanging and kissing Ayatollah Khamenei and all kind of Ahmadinejad and Ayatollah Khomeini and all those and Rouhani and all those, they think they do something good to Jews. They mistake. It's terrible mistake. But they when they think that they help to Hamas, or they do mistake. But they think that it's good for Jews. Or there are people that they hate Jews. They want to damage them, to harm them, but they never do something in reality. For example, a lot of years ago, it was in Israel, some scientists that he worked in Dimona, in nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons of Israel, an atomic bomb. And he went and he told to all the world our secrets, and he also said that I do it in order to harm to Jews. I want to do something bad to Israel state. And he converted, he became a Christian, and he did all kind of, and he was catched, he's in prison now, and after he left, after prison he went back, he went to his name was Mordechai Vanunu. Shem Rishaim Irkav. And yes.
I literally know somebody with the same name.
No, it's not him. It's not him.
I know it's not him, but
Mordechai Vanunu, he, that kind of man that you can hate him. Because he has those two conditions. Those Jews that you ask, they are or stupid or they are naive, and they think, oh, peace, brother, I will help them, they'll be our friends, and these are all kind of stupid and terrible things. But what they mean to do something good for us. So we should love them and we should struggle against of them. How struggle? We do everything what we can in the frame of law, morality, and love.
I heard Rav Kahana speak one time, and he said, Yamak Shemo on Yossi Sari.
About whom?
Yossi Sari.
Okay.
So before I went to him, I went to Rav Goldenberg, Zal, and I said, how can a Jew say it? So he said, if he hates God, hates Am Yisrael, and hates the land of Israel, then you can say Yamak Shemo. Also in Ashrei, at the end of Ashrei, it says Shmidat HaRasha'im.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went to Rav Kahana, and after Rav Goldenberg said this, so I said to Rav Kahana, how can you say this? So he said exactly the same thing, exactly what Rav Goldenberg said.
Oh, interesting.
So like those foolish people at Jewish Voice for Peace, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But we don't actually have permission halachically to hate these people.
No.
They're not...
Jewish Voice for Peace isn't Jews, though.
Okay, I understand. No, you're right. But there's Jewish people, and they're saying terrible things about Israel, but they're not shipping arms to Hamas. They're not actively... There needs to be an active action that is hurting other Jews. Otherwise, you don't... Yeah, but you can't hate them. You're not allowed to hate them.
Why not?
You're not allowed to... The rabbi just explained. This is the shiur.
That is the idea of Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av, it's written that Rav Kook says that the second temple was destroyed because unjustified hatred. So third temple will be built because of unjustified love. That's what we try to fix our sin, what we did in time of Second Temple. And this sin that they did, how they relate to Mashiach ben Yosef. And now, Be'ezrat Hashem, it will pray that Mashiach ben Yosef will make tshuva and he'll be part of Jewish nation.